Now we'll see if the floodgates open. Gersich on goal! Yes, sir! Shane Gersich makes it 2!
Banged-up UND squad still delivers a pair of strong performances out in the Rockies. Hello and welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. I'm Alex Heinert, and coming up on today's program, we're going to break down the series against the Tigers of Colorado College, talk through this weekend's key matchup against St. Cloud State, and tell you where UND's allegiances lie for this year's Super Bowl, all alongside the head coach of North Dakota men's hockey, Brad Berry. And Brad, you had a chance to take the guys out to Colorado a little bit early this week, a chance to get away and change things up and try and get back on the winning track.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually when we go out to the Denver, Colorado Springs area, we try to go a half a day early. So we left Wednesday evening to get out there, and it's a way to get acclimated to the elevation and try to get our weekend off in the right note.
Yeah, how much do a couple extra days bonding time out there help this team move forward?
Well, I think it's important to get together as a team and bond a little bit. That's very important. We've had some road success with that, but also too going to a different elevation and a place where it's a little bit different as far as playing wise, and again, that's what we do.
Yeah, this is a CC team that had not had much success at home this season, but certainly in this conference, anybody can beat anybody. You expected a strong push, and you got it this weekend.
Yeah, we did. I thought for the most part we played well for 120 minutes and had the result we wanted on Friday, and on Saturday a little bit of a different story, but a lot had to do with their goaltender playing very well, and we did a lot of good things in that 60-minute span.
Yeah, so we'll stick around. We're going to have the highlights from Friday's game coming up next here on North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back. We're just getting into North Dakota's series this past weekend against Colorado College with Brad Berry. And Coach, we knew entering this weekend, you had some guys that were a little bit dinged. We knew Tyson Jost and Gage Osmus wouldn't be available for the weekend, but the news that Cam Johnson would not be making the start was maybe a bit of a surprise. Talk about what led up to the decision to give Cam the weekend off.
Well, I think first of all, coming out of the Saturday night game against Duluth, Cam wasn't feeling right through the whole week, and he got dinged up a little bit in that Saturday game. And then we went through the week, and it wasn't to where it was his liking on Friday. He tried everything, precautionary measures through Mark Pullman, practiced different things. It was probably the wisest thing to keep him out on Friday there, and I know he wanted to play really bad, but again, we want to do what's right for him.
Yeah, certainly looking long-term for this team and for the player. Cam's streak of 55 consecutive games started does come to an end, of course, tying his school record. UND would turn to a different netminder to open a game for the first time since November 21st of 2015. Matej Tomek getting his first collegiate start. And right away, things got off to a good start for your team. A good, strong opening first couple minutes in the first.
Yeah, I thought we came out of the chute hard here, and we had a couple offensive opportunities, got to the net, and didn't capitalize, and it started the right way here.
Felt like this line of Gornall and Jan and Zix and Bowen all making an impact in this game. A couple of guys that don't see a ton of action, but they were active in that first period.
Yeah, they were. They had some chemistry together, and they had a north mentality of getting pucks north and getting to the net, and they had a couple opportunities early in the game.
Early CC chance there that Tomek is up to the task for. How important to get him some action toward the middle part of this season?
Yeah, absolutely. Giving him a fresh start, giving him a full game as far as a start is and obviously, it wasn't to his liking as far as the way the first period ended. But again, it's important to give him that experience.
There you saw the goal coming for Colorado College. Cade Kehoe finding one halfway through the first period. That made it 1-0. And then a couple of minutes later, just a quick shot off a deflection off the boards. Alex Bardnelli deflecting the Z-zone pass to beat Tomek glove high.
Yeah, it's one from the outside that I think Matej would have had back. But again, the guy made a great shot on the play, and we're down 2-0, so we got a scratch and claw to come back in there.
The Tigers with an 8-7 advantage in shots in that first period. They lead you 2-0. Matt Harinkyu comes in relief at the start of the second period. He was busy early, but he made every save he needed to.
Yeah, you know what? He hit a couple. He wasn't tested overly a lot in the second period, but he had to make a couple key saves in that second period to preserve that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, important from that. Again, the senior from Saskatoon, he made 15 saves on the night, 10 in the second period, a couple are right here so tough to come off the bench and jump in. He mentioned that we got the word during intermission he would be taking that spot. That gave him a little more opportunity to mentally get ready to jump into the fray.
Yeah, you know what? He came in. He's well versed in the experience side of it as far as what it takes, and he did a good job of coming in, and he held us in there to the point where Trevor Olson got us a goal to get us back in the game.
Yeah, 4:34 there left in the second. A big goal for Trevor Olson, his second of the season, scoring off the rebound. Looked like you were going to tie it up here. A great chance for Shane Gerstich.
Yeah, we're coming off the rush. We made a couple good passes, and Shane got a puck in, and a little bit frustrated there. He didn't get a goal, but did the right thing to get the opportunity.
Another decent opportunity at the end of the period again. Jan and Willanen all pitching in. Another big save by Alex Leclerc. 17 saves for the freshman in that second period alone. That leads to this break the other way. And again, Tucker Pullman able to hustle back and break up the play.
Yeah, Tucker's skating ability, his athleticism got him back in the play, which is huge. You get a stick on the puck, so you didn't get a full opportunity on that.
2-1 entering the third, and you really picked up the pressure over the final 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did. There's some urgency in our game here, and I thought we got a lot of pucks to the net. Obviously, Leclerc made some great saves, and we just needed to stay with it here.
Yeah, big blast there by Willanen hitting off the crossbar to keep it at 2-1. Final 5:20 left, though. You're able to make the breakthrough and tie things up. Andrew Pesky's initial shot does not find the net, but you're able to keep it alive here. Pesky, the quick pass, D to D. Hayden Shaw with the big goal to make it 2-2.
Yeah, the key was obviously getting pucks to the net, retrieving them, and getting them back again. But I thought having our D-men shoot a puck quick off a tape here with Hayden Shaw and really good net front to get that goal, and that was a huge goal to tie the game.
Yeah, second goal of the season for Shazi, and that really opened up the floodgates a little bit. A great cross-ice pass, Dixon going able to do the rest on the breakaway.
Yeah, I think they were on a line change here where we caught them a little bit here, and it was good because it was right after we scored the tying goal, and they managed to get the game winner here.
Perfect timing for the freshman. His fifth of the season, stays on sides. That made it 3-2 to go up with 3 minutes to go. And then Shane Gerstich, only 30 seconds later, able to win the defensive zone battle, take it himself, and beat Leclerc to make it 4-2.
Yeah, pretty good decision process going through here. Shane's got a good shot. He's hot here right now, scoring goals, and obviously the defenseman taking away the pass was a good opportunity for him to get a puck to the net.
18th of this season for Shane, now third in the NCAA. And final 30 seconds with Leclerc out of the net. Joel Janatuinen able to sneak in and get the empty netter to ice it. A big victory, 5-2 for them.
Yeah, and again, that's nice to finally get an empty netter here to solidify the win. But again, I'm proud of the way our guys responded after being down 2-0 and finding a way to come back and win.
Big victory on Friday. Here's what the guys had to say about it.
They were tough to handle on the first. They popped us for two pretty quick. They set us back on our heels, and we had to battle back from there. So it was a hard-fought game, I thought.
First two periods, we were buzzing around in their zone, and we had zone time, but we weren't executing. We weren't taking pucks to the net and stuff like that. And finally, in the third, we were doing that, and they were going in.
Honestly, I thought our team played a pretty solid game. We had a couple letdowns, but just trying to make a save when we needed one, and guys would turn around and rush up the ice and create a chance off that. So it was really easy for me to get energy and focus from that, just trying to do my part and knowing they're doing their best to do theirs.
We need a better first period. We need a full 60 minutes tomorrow night. So we got to approach it new day, score 0-0.
It's funny how college hockey works, and I know if I lost 5-2 with the lead going into the third, I'd be absolutely revved up to play tomorrow. So we have to expect that from them, and we've got to be ready to play.
North Dakota completes the comeback, the 5-2 win, their 7th straight road victory of the season. And there were times, certainly in this game and during the year, where you've had some frustration when the puck wouldn't find the back of the net. No quit, though, in the guys, and that showed in the final 5 minutes of the third.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought for the whole game, obviously the first period was pretty even, but the second and third we took over and didn't generate any goals throughout the second period other than the one. But we stayed with the game plan, and we found a way to get a couple to win the game. And that's the mentality. If there's things that aren't going right or we're not scoring, got to stay with the game.
Yeah, and that was certainly the case in Game 1. The late rally giving UND all 3 points on Friday night. The Tigers, though, would push back on Saturday. We'll have the highlights of that one when we come back. Welcome back. Well, Brad Berry in North Dakota. We're looking to build on a strong finish from Game 1 and hope that would carry over to Saturday in Game 2 against Colorado College. Let's go right back out now to Broadmoor World Arena. Matt Harincue making his first start of the season after stopping all 15 shots he faced the night before. And UND would do their best to make sure he would not be overly busy again in Game 2. And Brad, you really dominated possession and chances in this one right from the start. It really picked up right where you left off on Friday night.
Yeah, it did. And again, it was disappointing the fact that we couldn't get one here early on him. But you know what? We did the right things, and I can't think of a time where we generated more in the first period. So that's a positive sign.
Yeah, Tiger freshman Alex Heinert made 38 saves in Game 1. You keep him active throughout Game 2. You'd outshoot the home team 16-5 in the opening 20 minutes. It felt not so much if, but when that first goal was going to come.
Yeah, you know what? It was one of those things that we stayed with it, and you know, we did a lot of great things with our team, the 5-man unit that were on the ice, and got good opportunities. And again, that's the game of hockey. And again, we got to make sure that we keep playing this same way.
And you dominate the opening 20 minutes, but CC would get the lead going into the break. A fluky goal here, as you see 30 seconds right before the whistle. Luke Gertis fires a pass in front of goal, deflects off the shin of Casey Johnson and gets by Matt Heinert.
Yeah, it's the game of hockey, right? Sometimes when you sustain a lot of pressure, the team comes down the other way and gets a kind of an unwarranted goal. But again, our guys didn't fall back. They responded, and they played even harder after that.
Yeah, I would say so. I think if anything, that goal pushed your guys a little bit to start the second period strong. You put 21 shots on net in the second, forcing a couple of big saves from LeClaire. Matt Heinert, a little busier in the second period, makes a nice save here off a deflection. Still, though, again, he wasn't troubled too much in this contest.
No, we kept them to the outside, and you know, they had a couple perimeter shots, but I thought you know, we played in their end most of the first 2 periods here.
You hit the post 4 times on the evening, one coming right there from Brock Besser. Another good defensive play. It felt like your team was really hustling on the offensive end and defensive end as well. Zakian fighting back to get a puck, or to get a stick on stick to push the shot wall.
Yeah, 100%. And you saw the night before Tucker Pullen racing back on the breakaway and stopped preventing a good opportunity there, and Zach did the same thing on that play.
A lot of power play opportunities on Saturday, 6 different chances for you. You would generate 15 shots with the man advantage, just couldn't find the breakthrough.
Yeah, you know what? And a lot of those were grade A chances in the slot. And the goaltender was feeling it that night, and again, we couldn't get one by him here.
Late here in the second, another good chance from Cole Smith, kind of bullies his way into the front. Another big stop from LeClaire. That just felt like the way it was going. He just seemed to find ways to keep you out of the net.
Yeah, he did. And the other thing was we had all 4 lines rolling. I thought it wasn't just one line, but it was 4 lines that were going hard, and that's the key.
You mentioned after the game that it felt like, great push for those first 40 minutes over the course of the final 20. Still really good chances generated. Chris Wilkie with a good opportunity here that just goes off the pipe. It just felt like one of those nights that it just wasn't going to go in.
Yeah, you know what? And it's great to see guys like Chris Wilkie and some guys here that haven't had a lot of success scoring goals are finally getting some opportunities here, and it's just a matter of time.
Final minute of the game, you pull Matt Heinert for the extra attacker. CC able to find their way into the empty net. Sam Rothstein with 51 seconds left to make it 2-0. It's one of those situations where you got to go for it. You're down 1-0, and CC makes a nice play to break the zone and get the goal.
Yeah, 100%. It is obviously you need to find a way to score a goal, and that's part of bringing out an extra attacker on the play. And again, we had a couple good looks. We hit a post, and again, it didn't fall for us.
CC would add a second empty net goal. 27 seconds later, they earned their first home win in almost a full calendar year. The first road defeat in 8 games for UND, who will stay in 4th in the NCHC standings.
I think we got off to a good start, but unlucky bounce, and I thought we still kept up momentum there, but it's just not go our way.
A game like that, obviously, it's tough to handle the result, but for the most part, I liked the way we played. I thought the guys had good focus, good energy. I thought we played a good team game for the most part. A few plays, got a little frustrated, but it's the way the game goes. We needed these games this weekend, and it's tough we didn't get the result. We got to just get back to work, and we got to keep going. Can't stop.
So UND falls 3-0 on Saturday, but in a lot of ways, Coach, this was a better performance than we saw on Friday. Just talk about what encouraged you about what you saw on Saturday nights.
Well, I thought the attack mentality that we had, we came out right away and sustained a lot of great opportunity in their offensive zone, or our offensive zone on Saturday. And again, it's a mindset. And again, there can't be any frustration or setbacks. We took a step forward this weekend in 120 minutes that we played on the ice.
Yeah, certainly. It was a disappointing series in the fact you only come away with 3 points, but from just a performance standpoint, you now enter this St. Cloud series, hopefully riding high with what you accomplished this past weekend. The one big question now is, though, who's healthy for you?
Yeah. Well, again, I think, we got some question marks as far as the guys that might not be able to play this weekend, but the biggest thing for us as a group is the guys that played and getting information on some of the guys that played this weekend. I'll give you an example. Mike Gornell, I thought he had an outstanding weekend. he played well on the Bowen line, and you know, that's given us a lot there. Thought Cole Smith came in and did a good job too. So again, like I said, it's about more importantly who's in our lineup that we can base our game around.
St. Cloud now the next opponent. Everybody remembers you obviously swept St. Cloud in the middle of November at their place. A couple of big shutout games as well. We remember it. We certainly expect Bob Moscow and company to remember it as well.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we went in their building and won 2 games, and again, they'll remember that coming in here. And you know, I think the biggest thing is 2 teams that are fighting for home ice. You know, we're coming down to the last 8 games of the season here, and you know, playing at home here, we got to make sure that we try to bank as many points as we can to solidify home ice. I know they're trying to think that same way too.
Yeah, you mentioned the importance. You're sitting at 9th right now in the pairwise. You're still in that 4th spot to have home ice for the tournament. How do you keep the pressure off the guys, knowing that there is such a slim margin of error?
Just the short-term goals that we have, and you know, when you talk about the games that we played out in Colorado Springs, it was about winning one period at a time, winning one shift at a time, and then the bigger picture will take care of itself.
Well, as always, Coach, best of luck this coming weekend. Thanks again for the time. We'll talk to you about it next week.
Thanks, Alex.
Brad Berry. When we come back, turn our attention to football. We'll get the thoughts on a couple of experts on this UND hockey team about their thoughts on the Super Bowl. Welcome back. Well, even though this show is, of course, called North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry, we're going to turn our focus to football for a moment. With the Super Bowl nearly upon us, we had a chance to catch up with some of UND hockey's finest to get their thoughts on America's game this weekend.
Absolutely. I come from a big football area, so and my family is real big on the Steelers, diehard fans, so yeah, I just consider myself a big football fan.
A really big football fan. My dad played college football, so it's kind of in our blood. We used to watch it every Sunday night.
I'd consider myself a football fan. I don't know a whole lot of players.
I'm not into the fantasy and stuff like that, but I definitely like to watch a few games every Sunday on our off days.
I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of watching football. I think there's too much time in between like plays and stuff like that. So I've never been a huge fan. I just kind of watch hockey. That's really about it.
Every Sunday I pretty much sit on the couch and watch Red Zone for about 7 hours. I know it gets could seem kind of lazy, but you know, that's what my Sundays consist of.
Trevor Olson.
Olson's probably the biggest football guy.
Ols, he knows his stuff. I think he's been a pretty big Vikings fan kind of his whole life, and he knows a lot about the sport.
Well, everybody has their teams, but I think as a whole sport, I'm the biggest football fan for sure.
I would put myself up there. I think Trevor Olson's another one. He's a big Vikings fan.
Yeah, you know, they like to build me up and then crush my dreams. So obviously you saw that with the 5-0 start this year, and then they just kind of let off the gas, and yeah.
I think Gage Osmus is a big fan as well with the Vikings, and then you have a couple Lions fans with Cam Johnson and Christian Wolanin. They only seem to emerge though when they win. So
I've always been a Lions fan. I was a Lions fan even when they were 0-16. So you know, like them making the playoffs a couple times in the past few years is a huge blessing for us. Now they just need to win a playoff game. I got my boy Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Tough to bet against Tom Brady. I'll be honest, it's tough to bet against him.
He played at Michigan. I'm a big Michigan guy, so you know, I've always been a Brady fan. A lot of people are, you know, they don't care for Brady because he's always winning, but I mean, you got to appreciate greatness.
I'm a big Brady fan and Gronk, even though he's out, but hope he's gonna win.
Rooting for the Patriots. I love Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but it's gonna be a great game, I think, because the Falcons are they're pretty deadly this year too.
I think Atlanta's gonna win. I don't think Brady gets his 5th, and this is Atlanta's first Super Bowl in like 18 years, so I figured they're gonna pull out the upset.
Wow, that's tough.
Oh, the food, for sure.
I would say it's the food and just kind of like hanging out with everyone, just kind of having a nice little Super Bowl party. That's always pretty fun.
Last year we had these bacon wrapped little weenie things, so yeah, those were money.
It's the game. It's got to be the game. I love the game of football, but also just getting kind of the family together or getting a bunch of people together is pretty cool too.
I think if it's a close game, it's the game. The game's the best part, but commercials are a very close second. They're pretty funny sometimes.
Actually, last year was my first ever time getting to see the commercials because up in Canada we don't get the the Good American program and commercials. So I have to say the commercial just because of last year. There's some good ones.
I think it's the whole atmosphere of the Super Bowl. You know, it's just a fun day and get to kick back, watch a good game of football, see some funny commercials, and have some good food.
We're back to hockey after the break as we'll set the scene for UND's upcoming series against St. Cloud State. Stay tuned.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Everyone knows that it's our last 2 games before we have a bye, and you know, I think this week is going to be really key at you know, getting ready for next week, and we definitely need all 6 points next week against a really good St. Cloud team.
As Brock Besser mentioned, with the bye looming, there's no denying this is a big weekend for North Dakota as St. Cloud State makes the trip to Grand Forks after being swept and shut out in the team's first series this year in the middle of November. UND will hope for more of the same this Friday at 7:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network and Saturday at 7 right here on Midco SN. Enjoy the games this weekend and join us again next Tuesday to recap it all on our next edition of North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. Until then, I'm Alex Heinert. I'll see you at the Ralph.